Do you want to listen to some epic songs about your favorite anime characters? Then check out our anime rap channel, link in the description. How many times have you watched a series where the main character just becomes so strong that they can destroy literally everything standing between them and victory? Everyone is aware of Goku's hardcore training before landing on Namek and basically becoming an overpowered Super Saiyan god. These characters have remained in the world of anime for decades and are only increasing more and more as anime tends to focus on character development now. In this video, we've put together a list of the 10 anime where the main character is literally overpowered from the get-go, starting out as strong and even ending as extremely strong without having much of a competitor. Isekai wa smartphone to Tomo ni. Toya Mochizuki is accidentally struck by lightning and is killed by God. He's later reincarnated into a different world with a favor from the divine power, his smartphone. Sometime later, it's revealed that Toya's body was created with the divine realm's material, which provides an increased physical and magical ability. He also has a higher chance of casting all magic and can even cast null magic. So, being as overpowered as he is, he becomes even more overpowered as the series goes on. He becomes the sole king of Brunhild Dukedom, right as he achieves sovereignty over land in between the kingdom of Belfast and Regulus Empire. He also becomes engaged to literally each and every one of the kingdom's princesses and marries all 9 of his fiancées. It doesn't end here. He then becomes the master of the Babylon sisters and all of their Babylonian structures and even their creator named Regina Babylon. Afterwards, he becomes the king of spirits. You'd think this was it, but he awakens his god power. He becomes an adopted grandchild of the world god and becomes a low-ranking god himself. 𝐜𝐴 Suiri's story focuses on Kotoka Iwanaga. Yokai are hidden spirits who inhabit the normal world and lurk on the surface in hiding plain sight. While most of these yokai are harmless, a certain faction amidst them threatens to destroy the balance between humans and yokai. Kotoko agreed to become the yokai's god of wisdom and has been serving as the mediator between the two realms of humanity and spirits. She aims to resolve any supernatural problems that appear. Being the goddess of wisdom, she commands most of the specters and solves their problems. She can send them to run errands for her, spy, or even gather information on certain things for her. She's a super intelligent deduction artist. Her skills of deduction are much like the beloved Sherlock Holmes. Kokoto is somewhat of a Sherlock Holmes in her own universe. She can gather a ton of evidence just by looking at her clients and can create multiple conclusive theories after investigating for a bit. Assassin's Pride. In a world where humanity is pushed to the brink of extinction, Kufa Vampire is the main protagonist in Assassin's Pride. The half-human and half-vampire hybrid is the strongest of the lycanthrope class, and he belongs to the guild known as Jack Raven. Not only is Kufa a master hand-to-hand combatant, but he also has an ability called Mind's Eye, which increases his sense tenfold. He uses a katana as his primary weapon of choice, and he wields it like a master swordsman, doing impressive feats with his sword mastery. He's a vampire, so he has regenerative powers such as limb regeneration and superhuman healing. He can also seal and steal memories, along with the ability to manipulate ice. Plunderer. Althea is a world where each person's value and power is determined by counts. These are numbers engraved in a person's body, representing their overall standing. 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥 is a mysterious masked man who's an overly negative overall count. When he sees the female lead, Hina, in trouble with a military soldier, 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥 steps in and showcases his true prowess. There, we find out that despite his negative count, he has another count with a white star known as the legendary Ace. We realize that his negative count stands for how many girls he's turned down, which increases when Hina tells him that she hates him. 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐶𝐥 is so overpowered though, he has superhuman strength and a 300,000 overall count at the start, which is higher than anyone in Plunderer. He's so strong from the get-go that he takes down entire armies, and his kill count goes from 5,700 to 57,000. He has superhuman speed, superhuman strength, and agility. In his Red Baron form, he can manipulate shockwaves and blasts as well as the ability to fly. 𝐒𝐡𝐴N no Blacksmith. Cecily Campbell is the leading female protagonist of the 𝐒𝐡𝐴N no Blacksmith. She wields the demon sword of wind called Aria. However, it's her love interest and future husband, Luke Ainsworth, who's truly overpowered. While Cecily is weak at the start, Luke starts out completely overpowered. Luke is a master blacksmith. He makes Cecily a sword as well. His strength is shown when Cecily's sword breaks in mid-battle, and he quickly swoops in and lands a killing blow on the assailant. He even completely obliterates an entire group of inhuman monsters by himself and impresses Cecily while doing so. Being a master blacksmith, he's had a ton of time with swords and weaponry. His prowess as a swordsman is untainted, and his strength and speed are through sheer and rigorous training as a warrior. Luke can basically take down anyone in the world of 𝐒𝐴N no Blacksmith, and he does it in style too. Black Cat. Train Hartnett is a ruthless assassin with absolutely no regards for human life or even moral decency. He completes every single assignment with pinpoint accuracy and garners the moniker of Black Cat in this underground world tale. He works for the elite organization known as Kronos, and they don't let just anyone in. Train has those classic overpowered skills, such as super speed, strength, reflexes, and agility. However, he has a couple of other tricks up his sleeve. He's a master marksman. He makes every single bullet in his revolver Hades count. His slash attacks with his guns are incredibly broken. He even has an attack where he slashes twice. His body became manipulated with nanomachine, but now he's mastered the manipulation of these objects and can create objects such as a railgun or even a stronger burst railgun. Train is overly strong, and the other characters in his world stand no chance against him. Machine Doll 𝐜𝐴𝐻𝐻𝐾𝐥. 𝐜𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥, the main character, is on a quest to avenge his family and kill the person who murdered his entire clan. We join him and his automaton Yaya as they battle to reach the top and figure out the ways to find the criminal they've been chasing. Being a master puppeteer from the get-go, 𝐜𝐡𝐚 has a ton of mana at his disposal. It's safe to say he doesn't run out as easily as most others. His skills of observation, such as being able to pinpoint enemy automatons' weaknesses, and his durability in battle is commendable, as well as his own combat ability being quite decent. He controls his automaton Yaya with extreme caution and skill, making her an extremely powerful automaton with some of the most well-designed hand-to-hand combat skills to date. He quickly climbs up the rankings to reach the wise man status in the series. Isekai Mao to Shokan Shoujo no Dore Majutsu. Takuma Sakamoto is a locked-in video game addict who plays the massively multiplayer online role-playing game Cross Reverie religiously. He has an unmatched power level and possesses the game's rarest artifacts and items. One day, he's transported into the game's world in the form of his character, Diablo. Having a level of 150 as a sorcerer, Diablo mastered all forms of the elemental magic and is able to combine them through the Combiner subclass. His stat distribution and skill sets gave him the title of Sorcerer of Annihilation. He masters these abilities and gains an upper hand on his enemies by being absolutely overpowered. He's also a chef, by the way, if I didn't say that earlier. Dororo. Before I get into it, this is one of the best anime I've seen in recent memory. Dororo follows Hyakkimaru and Dororo on their journey as a ronin and his apprentice. Hyakkimaru searches for limbs and body parts of his that were stolen by demons. Majority of his body is prosthetics, so he doesn't feel pain in most of it. He also has enhanced physical capabilities, but they're hindered at times due to his prosthetics, but his demonic strength and enchanted senses make up for it. Being born blind, he has the power of soul sight, which helps him see the color of other souls, both human and demons. Not to mention, he couldn't speak, so he used telepathy to communicate with Dororo. He's a master swordsman who can cut down basically anyone and anything in his path. Hyakkimaru is truly a protagonist for the ages, especially when he's in full form. Yuragiso Yunasan. It was once a hot springs inn, but now it's a boarding school inhabited by a few peculiar residents. Turns out it's haunted by a beautiful silver-haired ghost known as Yuna, who is harmless and actually adorable. Kogarashi Fuyuzora is the main protagonist in this series, who had the disposition to attract ghosts ever since he was a young boy. He has a spiritual power and is a spiritual medium, which means he can both see and talk to ghosts all around him, and learn skills from ghosts who possessed him previously in his life. Because of this, he learns countless different abilities in all forms, such as martial arts, wrestling, rock climbing, parkour, figure skating, table tennis, baking, grilling, drumming, art such as manga, self-portraits, painting, sculpting, and the list just goes on and on. When possessed by Yuna, he dons the spirit armor, which increases his Yata Hagane skills, which basically provide him with superhuman strength, agility, and combat skills. Yep, Kogarashi is absolutely overly overpowered. So, that was our list of the top 10 anime where the main character is literally overpowered from the very start. If you liked this video, then please make sure to like the video and subscribe. It's free, and you can always change your mind later. Comment on what else you'd like to see from us, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace!